funky beat. Sun is shining, Rachel brings the heat. Wake up CEO, we're on repeat. Chicago, Sun Up City on the go. Rachel L. Gary on the radio. Tune in quick, hear the power flow. Wake up CEO, it's your daily show. Wake up, start the day with zeal. Rachel's got the vibe, that's the real deal. CEO, it's time to feel the thrill. Morning grind, press play and chill. From the windy city, bringing major vibes. Rachel on the mic, keeping lives revived. Radio Chicago, where dreams arise. Wake up CEO to the skies. No more snooze button, no more delay. Rachel's voice making waves today. Feel the energy Chicago way. Wake up CEO, rise and sway. Wake up, start the day with zeal. Rachel's got the vibe, that's the real deal. CEO, it's time to feel the thrill. Morning grind, press play and chill. Wake up, start the day with zeal. Hey, Rachel's got the vibe, that's the real deal. CEO, it's time to feel the thrill. Morning grind, press play and chill.
This is Dr. Carolyn Stevens, the CEO of the BHC Media Group. And when you are looking for a strategy for self-leadership, get aligned with Wake Up CEO with host Rachel L. Gary every Wednesday from 3 to 5 p.m.
You know what time it is? Every Wednesday, 3 to 5, my Radio Chicago, Rachel L. Gary in the building. Wake up, CEO, let's go! Wake up, go Sam, set that tone. Wake up, every step you take, you claim that throne. Wake up, no more doubt, no time to stall. Wake up, boss up now, go get it on. Wake up, stay locked in, make it happen. Wake up, stay locked in. Wake up, stay locked in, make it happen. Wake up, stay locked in. Wake up, I ain't waiting, now I go and take it. Built this from the ground, no way they break it. Consistency, my secret, watch me make it. Got that boss talk, now I ain't faking no. Lost, set the goal, now I'm grabbing the goal. They put in the work, now I'm taking control. The vision so clear, yeah, I already know. Every step I take, I'm ready to blow. Wake up, set that tone. Every step you take, you claim that throne. No more doubt, no time to stall. You boss up now, go get it all. Let's go, stay locked in, make it happen. Make it happen. Let's go, stay locked in, make it happen. Make it happen. No handouts, yeah, I made my way. Built my brand, now I pay my lane. Turn my losses into lessons. Now my grind got no recession. Yeah, they talk about chance, but I make my own. Yeah, I ain't waiting for fate, got a future to own. Yeah, every setback, just part of the game, gay game. But now I'm up and they know my name. Wake up, stay locked in, make it happen. Wake up, stay locked in, make it happen. Wake up, stay locked in, make it happen. Wake up, stay locked in. Wake up. Success so sexy, put the work in flexi. Late nights, no rest, but now my vision's hefty. They doubted, they laughed, now they watch from the back. Cause I turned every dream into bricks that stack. Wake up, stay locked in, make it happen. Wake up, stay locked in, make it happen. Wake up, stay locked in, make it happen. Wake up, stay locked in, go get it all. Every Wednesday, 3 to 5, my Radio Chicago, Rachel L. Gary taking you to the top. Boss up
Hey there, CEOs. It is Wake Up CEO with your host, Rachel L. Gary, on this windy, snowy New Year's Eve in the Chicagoland area. And you know what my mission is. It is simple: to speak candid truth to empower that inner CEO, that one that is clear in your actions, empowered by your choices, and owning your direction, and ready to step into the new year as the CEO of your life. Come on, guys. Come on. You know what we do on Wake Up CEO. We dive right in. So I want y'all to stay locked in to the power statement of the day, to the Author's Corner that is brought to you by Distinguished Authors Guild, where your literary excellence is celebrated. And you know we got that leadership 3-point play that is powered by Say I'm Possible Academy, where self-leadership gets what? GPS. Now what we're going to do, guys, we're going to dive right in to the power statement of the day. Your breakthrough doesn't arrive when the world changes. It arrives when you do. Woo! That's the statement of the day. That's the statement of the day. So the last show of the new year is about how to prepare for your breakthrough. Yes, we are going to dive into the tips, some tricks, some things that we could take into the next year. Because you know what? Today's the last day of the year. So we got people checking in the chat. We have the lovely, beautiful Marie, my beautiful wife, is on the line. She says, wake up and stay locked in. Everybody, as you guys come in the room, I'm going to say it like 50 times. Share the live, get your friends involved in positivity and growth so we can all grow in the new year together. So we're going to get into it. So we start. As we end 2025, we got to get prepared for the breakthrough. And if you haven't prepared already, so let me get you started with the CEO question of the day. What season are you in? Are you planting, watering, blossoming, or pruning? Ooh, we're going to dive into that, guys. We got to dive into that because that's the question of the day, because usually the last day of the year, everyone sits back and they assess. They assess what's going on for the year, what has gone on during their year, and what they want to see in their future. But you know what you have to do that? You have to start now. You got to start on that right today. And each day moving forward. So don't get caught up in that 20% CEOs. I want to make sure on Wake Up CEO, the CEOs who are in this room, I want you guys to make sure that you stay locked in to that growth after February. Because statistically, they say 80% of people drop out of their New Year's resolutions by February. 31 days later, we're already back to old habits. So today we're going to talk about how to prepare for that breakthrough so that breakthrough stays with you, so you can stay consistent and you can move forward in your greatness. Guys, we got to stay locked in to that. So first, you know what we got to talk about? We got to get clear. So when life is happening for you, growth happens in you. So for this last 364 and a quarter days, all those things that have happened in your life are preparing you for 2026. So we got to first take that. We have to the breakthrough begins when you are clear. Well, what a breakthrough really is. Clarity of your mind, the meaning, and your mindset. We got to get locked into that so we can get ready for 2000. We got to get ready for 2026. And I'm glad. I am so glad that I am with you guys to start the countdown of 2026. So we got T-minus where we at 8 hours and 23 minutes till New Year has arrived. So that means we have time to start being strategic. So this is a strategic move that we're going to talk about. So the seasons shift so much you're thinking. So no matter what season you're in, if you are planting new seeds for 2026, if you're watering old seeds from 2025, are you reaping is your harvest starting to bloom in 2026? Or are you pruning things that you needed to get rid of? That's what we have to assess. But to be clear with how we're going to move forward, we got to assess. So as you guys are dropping in, so I see Michael is in the chat. I see Letitia Marie in the chat. Victor Joseph, please go ahead, drop that in the chat. We got Stephanie. She just jumped in. Guys, drop in the chat your answer to the question. What season are you in today? So we can start preparing for 2026, because this show is about how to prepare for the breakthrough. Yeah, we talk about things all the time, but this year we're going to end the year strong, preparing for what's next, which means we got to be clear on what's happened. We're not going to, there's going to be no blame on this Wake Up CEO. We're not going to blame things. We're not going to give excuses for things. We're just going to call a spade, and now utilize that information to grow for 2026. You can't change the past, CEOs. Ain't nothing you can do about the past. So while we're in this season, so as the season shifts, so cold seasons don't stop growth. They're just preparing the roots. So I'm in Chicago, guys. And in Chicago, it's chilly, not cold. We got snow falling, so we're like in the 30s out there. So in the 30s, the ground is still getting nutrients so it can prepare for growth, like the bamboo tree. The bamboo tree grows is getting its roots for 5 years before it actually sprouts. And within 6 months, it grows, if I remember, 100 feet. So that means that all of the time that you are thinking, one more time, that you are thinking that you're not going to have success, when you're thinking that things are not happening for you, you were planting the seeds and you are steadily pouring water on it. And you want to make sure when you pour water on it, you don't stop pouring water on it. You want to get the water. You want to water those seeds. You want to make sure that you give yourself some nutrients. You want to make sure you're giving yourself some information. That's the nutrients. Information is the nutrients. And then as you're pruning, that's when you're thinking about the things that you might need to cut out or the things that were not serving you in 2025. And as it is blossoming, you want to make sure that you are ready for the blossom. Oh, come on, yeah. Come on, CEOs. When you got to prepare yourself for your becoming. Whew, that's what that's about. So insight, when you have insight into those things, that's what allows you to have your breakthrough. You have to ask yourself, what is this season teaching me? What in 2025, what was a lesson that you should have learned from 2025? And as you learn those lessons, then it allows you to start preparing for your breakthrough. We can't prepare. We can't prepare for a breakthrough when we're not even looking. We haven't learned the lessons that are necessary for us to actually break through the things that stopped us in 2025. You can't have a breakthrough if you wasn't paying attention. You can't have a breakthrough if you're not willing to accept the things didn't go right. You can't have a breakthrough if you're not preparing for that breakthrough. So we're going to prepare today. Y'all with me, CEOs? Come on, drop that in the chat. Wherever if you guys are watching this live on Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, and soon to be TikTok. TikTok is coming up. And then I want you guys to go ahead and drop that in the chat because it's important. I want to know where you at. Because I know where I am for 2025. I'm already getting aligned with my mission for 2026. I've been aligned with my mission all week. I've been doing my recognizant missions behind the scenes. I've been sitting around writing my notes, putting together, making sure my plan was aligned, getting all of my little last minute details aligned, making my phone calls, my emails, my texts, my instant messages, my DMs, So, guys, if you were part of the people who I DM this week, that's because you were part of my assignment to make sure I reached out. If you were somebody who I'll be reaching out to tonight, that means that I already feel that you are part of 2026's plan. So that is what, if you are strategic in your life and you're strategically always building alliances and you're strategically looking to help other individuals, you start reaching out. You should, hey, we can't talk about what should have happened 2 weeks ago. We can only talk about what's happening today. So today we working on how to prepare for your breakthrough. And how you prepare is get to work. Put in the work. Let's get to it. So as you guys jump in the chat, please share the live, drop your comments below, ask any questions, because we are preparing for 2026. Ask your questions. 2026 is about having an understanding. It's about knowing who you are. It's about stepping into your greatness. It's about, building a legacy. It's about having the life that you want, dream, and have always desired. It is about now making a line in the sand that you are going to step into who you are. We walk into 2026 with information for growth, because growth requires you to reframe reality. Life isn't attacking you, it's stretching you. Growth happens when perceptions change. You can't grow from the paradigm of what used to be. I used to be 35. I used to be 40. I used to be 45. And in all those different stages of my life, I had a lesson to learn. But if you are not looking at 33, 25, 18, 40, 45, or whatever age that you are not at currently, then you're not preparing for your next stage, because there's lessons to be learned for growth. But you're reframing that is the most important. What you're reframing is you're not reframing that life has happened to you. You're reframing how you're going to navigate it for the future you. Whew. CEOs. When I take that pause, that's so it can sink in and you can have an opportunity to take in that information. For your growth to happen, your perception of a situation that might have been negative must change. Ooh. How we do that? We're going to talk about how. Replace the why me with what now. Why did this happen to me? Well, now that it happened, what's now? What's next? What did I learn? Because when you reframe those things, you're taking ownership. When you say why me, that's something that you're trying to find something outside of you for why it happened. But when you say what now, you're taking ownership for what's going to happen next. Take that second, CEOs. When you say why me, you're searching. When you say what now, you're understanding, accepting, and taking ownership of what you're going to do next. CEO, so yeah, you know what, on Wake Up CEO, we all about that. We all about what we do it, how we do it, what's next. Thank you guys on Instagram. We got Leo join me. Thank you for joining me. We got John join me. Thank you for joining me. We got, I'm trying to see the names. My apology. We got Chelsea join me. Thank you for joining me. Drop in the chat. The question of the day was, let's get back to that question. So as people jump into the chat, we want to make sure that they get that question. What season are you in? Planting, watering, blossoming, or pruning? Because right now we're trying to determine how to prepare for a breakthrough. So what season are you in now? Because if you are clear with where you are, you can be clearer on where you're going. Let me give you a reason why you want to be clear. Okay, have you ever gotten in your car and decided you were going somewhere? And you're like, you know the address, but you don't know how to get there. Without GPS, so you put it in GPS, and then GPS gives you the route. I want to say this. First, if you weren't clear on where you were going, you were never going to get a direction on getting there. Let that sink in, CEOs. Let that sink in. If you are not clear on where you're going, you're never going to get there. So that's why we always talk about being clear on Wake Up CEO. Because you know the CEO stands for being clear in your actions, empowered by your choices, and owning your direction. So the first part is about getting clear. We got to get in and get clear. Clearly, it's important for you to want to have a breakthrough. Clearly, it's important for you to step into 2026 already armed with the roadmap on what you're going to do next. That's why people sit down at the end of the year and start making plans. However, you can make a plan, but if you have no idea on how to get there, you are still sitting there in February with a plan and have not put forth any action. That's what we're talking about right now, so you can prepare to be able to break through just making a plan. Actually having a plan, having actions with that plan. We want action. Y'all know on Wake Up CEO, I'm all about action. So if we're about action, we have to get aligned. Alignment unlocks acceleration. When your mindset aligns with your purpose, progress speeds up. What is your purpose? What are you known for? So on Mondays on TikTok, I'm going to be doing a Circle of Genius workshop every Monday for the next until I get tired of doing them. So the workshop is going to tell you how to figure out your Circle of Genius. So every Monday at 7 p.m. on TikTok, we're going to say 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. I will be doing a masterclass on how to find your Circle of Genius. And finding your Circle of Genius is important because that stops you from being stressed about making money. Thank you, baby boy, for jumping in. We have Almost Doctor in there. Congratulations for that Almost Doctor. Get those couple of credits. Get to where you need to go. Get that last report. Get that thesis complete. What I say at the end of the day is when you are preparing for your breakthrough, alignment is about the insight to break the confusion, because confusion is blocking your clarity. So that's why we got to get locked in. We got to get locked in so we can stop being confused. I'm confused. I'm not confused. I want to win. You want to win, CEOs? You want to win, CEOs? If you CEOs want to win, and we winning over here, we're not confused. We want to win. So, okay, we've clarified we want to win. Now let's clarify what we're going to do to win. Now, I don't mean get rich quick stuff. There is many things on the internet that say you can make $500 in a couple of days. And then after a couple of days, you can't make $500 for another year. That's get rich quick schemes. I'm speaking about you utilizing your gifts and turning them into profit. If you guys are you new to Rachel L. Gary, then you don't understand what that means, but that's okay. We'll talk about that at a later time. Because right now we're just talking about you getting clear with who you need to be to step into who you are. That's what we're talking about right now. We're stepping into who we are right now. And if we're stepping into who we are right now, the only way to step into that, one time, CEOs, alignment unlocks your acceleration. Confusion is blocking your clarity. How to get that out the way? Start each day by naming one intention for growth. One thing you plan to do to grow. And that one thing that you plan to do to grow, let's start planting the seed. Start watering that seed so it can blossom and you can take off the things that are not serving you within it. That's why the question is, what season are you in? Clarity. All this is about getting clear. Getting clear with who? You. Getting clear with what? What you want. Getting clear with how you're going to get there. That's what we're doing right now, just getting clear. Because once you are clear with what you want, how you're going to get there, and start moving in action, you can attain your goals. You can attain your dreams. You can attain your attention. You can attain that next level. But first, you got to get clear. That's why we always start off with being clear, CEOs. Because we can't move forward to anything else until we are clear with where we're going. I can't put an address in the GPS if I don't understand where I'm going. It's the same thing for your everyday life. We are always, we want to be in motion. We're like, okay, I got friends who are always in action. So, I say be in action. I'm an action taker. I'm a firm believer. But if you are in action, okay, let's say that where you're supposed to go, we're going to use an address, is 103rd and State. Your friend told you, meet me at the school. You don't know what school your friend goes to. Now, even though I just told you that we're going to 103rd and State, if you don't know where the school is, if you don't know where your friend goes to school, and if you don't know where you're meeting, how are you going to get to the place where you're going to meet them? Your friend says, I got $1 million. I need you to meet me at 8 a.m. at my school. What are you going to do next? You're going to ask some questions. You're going to want to know where the school is. You're going to know what part of the school you want to meet them in. We're talking about for $1 million. So when you hit $1 million, you're going to start saying, okay, I need more information. Then I need to make a plan to get there on time. I want to say this. The $1 million is in you. The $1 million is already in you. The $1 million is inside of you. But we're not out here asking no questions. We're not out here trying to make a plan. And we're not in action towards it. So the $1 million keeps being elusive because we're not doing what is necessary for the breakthrough. See what I'm talking about, CEOs? Alex, I just want to line in. We got Michael Lewis checking in. If you guys are not locked in with Michael Lewis is the king of intention. He's the king of consistency. He says, good afternoon, CEO. Good afternoon, CEO. Then he says, how do you prepare for a breakthrough? Do the things that is needed to put in position to be ready for the breakthrough. Absolutely. Then we have Sheree Sloan of Highly Productive Chicago checking in. So she says, hello, CEOs. If you guys are not locked in with Highly Productive Chicago, she is a promoter. She promotes artists. She promotes business owners, and she promotes a CEO who has a new book coming out, myself. Thank you very much, Sheree, for assisting with the promotion. So I have a book that's coming out. I have a book that just came out in June. Guys, be locked in. I'm a prolific writer. I love to communicate. I love to help individuals find success. I take my time to understand how to grow, how I grew myself from $7 an hour to multiple six figures, how I grew my multiple six figures into buying real estate so they're worth multiple millions, and how I grew myself in a way to live, do, and be, and have the life that I dreamed of 20 years ago. So if you are not living the life you dreamed of 20 years ago, then now let's step into it. We're going to make it happen. So highly productive Chicago thanks you. Absolutely. No problem. And he says, Sheree Sloan doing good things. She out there making it happen. So at the end of the day, CEOs, when you get clear on we want that $1 million our friend got. So I want to talk to the millionaire. I want us to make sure that we have $1 million. So we're going to talk about this show is how to prepare for your breakthrough. This is the breakthrough to that million. Not just hashtag poverty 6 figures, even though that's my book. We want to talk about the millionaire, and I want to tell you where to find them. So we got, if you could, I think it's Farika Burr. Thank you for checking in. She says, good evening, new here. Hello there. We welcome you to Wake Up CEO. Join the group of individuals who are looking to grow, develop, and be the CEO of their lives. And as everyone jumps in, please share the live so we can get positive vibes on the algorithm. We want to defeat some of that negativity that's out there. We want to make sure that we're giving information that helps people find success. This is where you're going to find it. And every week from 3 to 5 on Wake Up CEO on My Radio Chicago, I'm here dropping those gems. Thank you for joining me today. Love when we have new individuals in here. It gives me a new audience of individuals to find some success. Let me know the question of the day as you jump in. The question of the day is, what season are you in? Are you planting, watering, blossoming, or pruning? So go ahead, drop that information in the chat. I want you guys to come on in. So, all right. So we got people in here talking about asking questions. So they said, you've got a flash goal. Okay, we got goals in here. Absolutely. We out here making it happen. And to make it happen, you got to do some things. We get to that $1 million friend. So the friend got $1 million at his school. We discovered the questions we need to ask. That's what we're getting clear. So we talked about getting clear. So now we're going to get empowered to go get that million. So you got to prepare your mind before you pursue the miracle. Take a second, CEOs. Prepare your mind before you start pursuing going towards the millions. Prepare yourself for failure. People don't like to hear that. If you prepare yourself for the worst and the best outcome happens, you were ready for when the worst could have happened, and you were already ready and you were prepared to do what was necessary to continue moving forward. That's preparation. So we have Michael, he checked in. He says, I'm in a season of planting. Absolutely. Planting those seeds. So as he's planting those seeds, that means that at this point, he's getting clear. He's clear that he wants to plant the seed to be able to get to the $1 million friend. Because that's what we're talking about. How to prepare for the breakthrough. The breakthrough is to get to the $1 million friend. So how do we get to the $1 million friend? So we prepare our minds before we pursue the miracle. Your mind is your most valuable asset. What you put in it, who you speak to, what you watch on TV, what you listen on the radio, what you watch on podcasts, what books you pick up, the areas in which you drive in. It's all things that you're feeding your mind. And let's think about it this way. If you had a 2026, we're going to go, what's a car like? Jeep. We're going to go back. Let's go a Maybach. We're going to go a Maybach. So let's say you get a Mercedes. You got a 2026 Mercedes, one of the highest, one of the S-Class Mercedes. You say, okay, I want this Mercedes. And it has an electric Mercedes as well. I don't think they have one yet, but electric Mercedes. So you can put gas and electric. So it's a hybrid. So you got you a hybrid Mercedes and you didn't plug it up. You steady driving. The light flashes. You steady driving. You go to the gas station, you put some gas in it. A little gas because you don't need much gas if it's electric. And you drive a couple more miles, then the light starts blinking again. Now, I'm saying all that to say, that's you feeding stuff into your mind. You put a little bit of gas in the car, you go a couple of feet, and you have to stop. Why not fill your mind up with positivity? Why not fill your mind up with information that's going to grow you? Why not watch only positive podcasts? Why not only listen to positive messages? Why not only have conversations with individuals that are positive? What? That sounds like a novelty. Thank you for joining me. Who we have out here? I think it's Isaiah. Then we have Big Kane. Thank you for joining me on TikTok. I say it that way because we're looking for the ability to get 45. We're looking for the ability to get $1 million, but we're only giving ourselves $10 worth of information. We're only giving ourselves enough money to work. Not enough knowledge to build. Not enough knowledge to multiply. Not enough knowledge to invest. Not enough knowledge to grow your investment. But we want the $1 million. So that's why what you feed your mind is valuable. Because how do you get to the million if you're not giving yourself $1 million thoughts? I write to myself every day. Every single day, I am a multi-millionaire. Move accordingly. Every single day for the last 5 years, I wrote on my calendar, I'm a multi-millionaire. Move accordingly. Why am I telling myself to move accordingly? Because that means I need to understand what multi-millionaires are doing. Then I research, feed my mind. What do multi-millionaires in the industry in which I'm looking to grow in doing? Then I adopt some of those traits. As I adopt some of those traits, I have to get rid of those traits that are not making me a millionaire. Guys, we're just having that conversation about how to feed your mind. This is when you're empowered. Feed your mind positive information. Feed your mind truth, strategy, and vision. Truth about what's going on in your world. A strategy to get to the world in which that you want, and a vision that you can do it. So find someone who's done it. Don't sit back saying, I don't know. There's nobody in my circle who's done it. Yep. Be the first. Be the one to blaze the trail. So find someone outside of your circle that's done it. Read their books. Mimic their activities. Put some fresh information in your mind, because that's what's going to start catapulting you forward. Thank you, Nora, for joining me. Thank you, Jennifer, for joining me. So that's what we're doing. Empowered CEOs train their thinking daily. Not once a week, not once a month. Thank you, AK. Not once a week, not once a month. You're doing it daily. Daily, you on top of that. Did you hear me say every day for 5 years? Every day for 5 years, I've been doing it. So that's 1,800. Let's make sure 1,800. 5 camera 2 and 25 days. I've been writing on a calendar. We are a multi-millionaire. Move accordingly. Now, when I started writing it, I want to start here, guys. When I started writing it, I was making less than $100,000 a year. A couple of years later, less than a couple of years later, I was making over $100,000. 2 years after that, I was making over $200,000. I was buying small properties. Then I bought a couple of buildings. So let me explain what I did. I stepped into who I am. One more time. When I started writing on that board, I wasn't even making $100,000 a year. I was in debt. I had 20 credit cards. I have 0 credit cards right this moment. 0. Not one. no credit cards, paid off all my credit cards, and started moving differently. Because to get rid of poverty, I had to stop having a poverty mindset. Because poverty wasn't about the money, because I was not broke, but I was broken. There's a difference, but thank you, Jackie, for joining me. There's a difference than being broke and broken. Are you looking to grow? Let's grow. Get our mindset. Feed your mind truth, strategy, and a vision so we can grow. Growth is intentional, not accidental. You don't grow on accident. You don't just sit up here, I'm a millionaire. It don't happen that way. It's not a thing. Don't let social media tell you that. Don't let the wealthy tell you that. Don't let your friends tell you that. It's not a thing. You got to work for it. You got to build it. That's why we started off with getting truth, strategy, and a vision. Because with truth, strategy, and a vision, you can grow. People, there's no instant. There is no instant. This is not like you go in your kitchen and put water in something and it happens. It doesn't. Even when you hear those overnight sensations, man, all of a sudden she was doing so well. Man, she came out of nowhere and she was making it happen. How many nights was that person up late or working on their plan? How many days were they putting in, burning both ends of a candle? I've done it, guys. I put that inside my book, hashtag Poverty 6 Figures, so you don't do the same. Thank you, Robin. So you don't do the same. You have to take an opportunity to realize that there are no overnight sensations. People work very hard at their craft, and then they become better off, rich, wealthy, well off. And that's all a set of mindset. That's a mindset shift. So when you're growing with intention, you have to break through, follow, prepare. This is how you get to the breakthrough. You have to follow a set of instructions you're going to give yourself, and you're preparing for the breakthrough. That's what we own. That's how we're making it happen. That's why it's intentional. You have to intentionally set the standards. How you do it. Build routines that support where you're going, not where you're being. If you've been getting up at 9 o'clock and you've been sitting on your couch and you've been drinking your tea or sipping your coffee, eating your food, and wondering why you're at the same place now, thank you, and wondering why you're at the same place now that you were 5 years ago, now the reason is we haven't made the change. So now we're supporting the routines of where you're going. Without burnout and overwhelm. Slow, incremental. Slowly put in the work. Slowly write down your plan. Slowly have your intention. Slowly be in action. I don't mean snail's pace. I mean, give yourself an opportunity to catch up. Absolutely. So we got Michael checking in. We have to put us in position to be great and receive those breakthroughs. Like you said, make every move intentional. Absolutely, Mike. Because if you're making moves intentionally, then you can strategically figure out what move didn't work. Oh, take that in, CEOs. Take that in, CEOs. Michael says, be patient and embrace the process towards our purpose. 100% agree with that. 100% agree with that. Because once you plant the seed, you got to water it. And when you're watering that seed, you're watering it with information. You're watering it with repetition. You're watering it with reps. Those reps are you constantly repeating the things that are going to help you find success. When you practice your timetables, 1 times 1 is 1. 1 times 2 is 2. 0 times 3 is 0. 3 times 3 is 9. You practiced. No one knew those answers in the beginning. You practiced. How you write your name? Capital R, little a, little c. Started in kindergarten. But for you to be good at your timetables, to be good at writing your name, you had to practice. So I got a question, CEOs. Off the cuff question. Drop it in the chats. If we practiced in kindergarten, if we practiced in high school, when we became an adult, why did we stop practicing for success? Someone drop that down in the chat for me, because I'm really perplexed. I'm a millionaire. I was a millionaire here well before I ever had any property. I was a millionaire here. I was making $100,000 well before I ever had the $100,000 in my bank account. Let me explain the why. I started making myself do those things. Like, I'm sitting in this chair. I'm gonna look right. I want y'all to see the chair. If y'all watching this online, I don't sit back in the chair. I sit straight up. That was a practice. I don't slouch. It's not a thing for me. When I sit, I always am sitting where I'm sitting straight up. That was a practice move. My grandmother had a statement: hold your shoulders back and always be proud. So when she told me hold my shoulders back and always be proud, I positioned myself that way. Years of practice. So when I wanted the $100,000, I started practicing $100,000 moves. When I wanted $1 million of property, I started making $1 million property moves. I went to webinars, seminars. I was everywhere doing the things that people do to grow and be wealthy. I want to be in a room with wealthy individuals. I want to be in a room with just rich individuals. I want to be in a room with wealthy individuals, because they show it's possible to make it happen. Why am I sitting in my, I'll tell you, I don't like this phrase, guys, my broke bestie, but I said it's why be in a room why sit in a room only? I mean, this is not saying that I don't have friends or I have not been in a situation where I was the one making the least amount of money, having the least amount of money, having the least amount of pride, having the least amount of courage, and the least amount of resilience. I was. I don't claim it because it's not where I am today. I sit straight up in the chair because I practiced. I speak to you guys live on the air because I practiced. I wrote the words in the book because I practiced those lessons to be able to make that happen. But if you want something different, you have to do something different. So we're going to jump in the chat real quick. May I ask the book and the place to purchase? Also, will this be recorded? I'd like to be able to rewatch. I caught the middle and I need this info. I appreciate Frederica. Yes, it is live. If you wherever you're watching, either Facebook or YouTube, it will remain there for the next week, and then we take it down. So you can definitely look at it. And at the very beginning of the chat, I'll put it on the screen. It tells you where you can purchase the book. Hashtag Poverty to Six Figures. There it is right there. You can go to the Facebook page and go ahead and purchase that book. And when you purchase it there, you get a signed copy with some free gifts. And also you get 15% off the next book that comes out. So be locked in, stay locked in with it. And then we have Michael check in with us. He said, what? We did not block out the noise that distract us towards the breakthrough. At least that was my mistake. And recognizing that not everyone wants you to be a CEO. Protect my vision from the negative feedback. I'm going to replay that again, guys. I'm going to say that all over again. we did not block out the noise that distracted us towards that breakthrough. At least that was my mistake. This is for Michael. And recognizing that not everyone wants you to be a CEO. Protecting my vision from the negative feedback. Yes and yes. Everybody, you're not going to be able to take everybody with you to the next level. The next level, your next vision, the next purpose isn't for everybody. It's for you, CEO. And when you have that vision, so I have a saying that I think I live in perpetual cycle of growth. I am okay being uncomfortable because uncomfortable lies my breakthrough. So that's the saying that I say to myself. So when things are uncomfortable, I know that greatness is coming. When things are uncomfortable, I know that the next step is coming. Because that means that if I'm uncomfortable, that means that I am evolving. I'm not laying back in comfortability. I'm allowing my life to be stretched. Major, thank you for checking in with me. Mildred, thank you for checking in with me. Bam Bam, thank you for checking in with me. Guys, I'm just saying at the end of the day, how we move forward successfully is moving forward successfully. So I want to say this, hope is a discipline. Hope isn't passive, it's practiced. Because when you have hope in your ability, it grows into you having a definitive nature of knowing that you can become. Speak life into uncertain moments. When things are happening that you're not sure why they happened, speak life into them. And I want to say this because life is in you. You hear this often. Death and life is in your tongue. You can kill your dreams or uplift your dreams by what you say to yourself. This isn't about what you say to other people, it's what you say to you. If you're looking to build your tomorrows, speak your tomorrows into existence. I affirm every day that I am a multimillionaire moving accordingly. Every single day of my life for the last 5 years, I affirm it. And I move forward accordingly every day. But it's a process. And we want to get you guys in the process. And as you get in that process, you're going to make it happen. So we're going to take us a quick commercial break. I want you guys to stay locked in because we have the Authors Corner brought to you by Distinguished Authors Guild coming up next. Then we have the Leadership 3-Point Play that is powered by Say I'm Possible Academy, where self-leadership gets what? GPS. So we got, for people on the air, we got My Success is Inevitable getting ready to come your way. Get locked in. We are all looking to get to the cash. So I have the perfect book series for you by award-winning author Rachel L. Gary. Volume 1, Forged in Fire, Readers Rose from Life's Ashes. In Volume 2, #Poverty 6 Figures, they broke those mental chains. Now comes Volume 3, Freedom Has GPS, reminding you that you are born to soar and build a legacy. Pre-orders are open for 50% off. Get the tools for the bag at www.sayimpossible.com.
My questionnaire, the questions were just very exact and to the point of what I needed. And when I met with her in my one-on-one session, I found it to be very profound.
Excited for this. This is something I really need and something I've been looking for a while.
It's an assessment. Like, it asks questions that make you think deep about what you want your life to go. It's an assessment.
The 10-week financial focus plan she gave me helped me to see it in a better way where it would make money
It was basically a reality. Something that looked like a dream, but in reality, it was nothing but a shift of mindset. It's a state of mind.
Out and moving to the greatness we all know lies within who? You CEOs. See you next week.
Questions were exact and to the point of what I needed, but immediately I was able to apply some extra income come immediately this past week.
Charging $150 for these classes. So I had 30 people show up each day. I charge $150 and we're like 4 days.
I've gotten like three more clients since I revamped again. And I'm really grateful for that.
I actually hit my goal. I think I was at 158. And so this week I'm now at 170 RSVPs for my lunch party.
I have been uploading consistently, sharing it, and also promoting and marketing on it. I did build up my own team as well. The business, I also did crack in another client.
Wait a minute. Are you a leader, supervisor, manager who is looking to turn your gifts into profit? I have a 10-week course that'll show you how to make $2,500 or more in 10 weeks. You want to learn more? Click the link below and see others just like you who made it happen. Wait, are you ready? Hey there. Hey there. Welcome back to Wake Up CEO. I am Rachel L. Gary, and this is my radio Chicago, where we already know it is more than radio. I want you guys to stay locked in, and now we're going to jump into the Author's Corner that, as promised, as brought to you by Distinguished Authors Guild, where your literary excellence is rewarded. And today's featured book is Think and Grow Rich, A Black Choice by Dennis Kimbro. Guys, this book is on fire. So it's an older book. However, I just read it. It's amazing. I just read it more recently, and I'm now at this point I am listening to the audio book and reading the book. Just a little trick I'm going to talk about there. It allows your brain to take in information quicker because you're using more of your brain when you read and listen to something at the same time. Just a little trick I wanted to just throw you guys' way. So my thing from this book that locks in how to prepare for your breakthrough is thoughts held in faith and backed by purpose shape destiny. That was my takeaway from the book. And in this book, it's all about us making choices. Clear your actions, empowered by your choices, and owning your directions. Because when you make the choice to be successful, it's a little different than you saying you want to be successful. When you say I want to be successful, you create it in your mind. When you start acting towards success, you start moving towards it. When you start getting your plan so you can act with alignment, you are on your way. So we got Dr. C who checked in. She says, Freedom has GPS pre-order now. Get locked in. Go to www.sayIampossible.com. The book comes out next year. Pre-orders get some amazing gifts. They get a copy of the book. We get a signed copy of the book. You get the book up to 2 weeks before it actually comes out. Guys, at the end of the day, this is really about us moving forward towards our legacy, having a pathway to that legacy, understanding the steps, understanding the actions, understanding the map, because Freedom has GPS, set your destination to success. So get locked in. And she also says, right, I want you guys to see, guys, you got to get locked in. So as I was talking about Think and Grow Rich, A Black Choice. The parts of the book that resonated so much with me were more so that you hear in the community. Hey, I cannot speak for other communities. I want to say this. I am a Black woman who lives in Chicago, who has lived in Chicago, Illinois most of my life. I was raised on the south side of Chicago. So the paradigm in which I speak from is the paradigm of that. So please do not take offense by anything I say. Please be empowered and encouraged to move forward by what I say. I have heard in the community a lot of times that I can't make a change. I can't get out of here. Do you see the things that I'm up against? Now, I'm going to tell you something from a person that was in the book who was a felon. The felon could not get a job because he was a 3-strike felon. He had served 20 years in jail and gotten out of jail, and he couldn't find work. He was homeless when he got out of jail. A year later, he had started his own company. 10 years after that, he became a multimillionaire. To this day, the individual has made over $40 million plus. He owns 5 McDonald's and owns a plethora of other businesses. Now, I say all that to say, it's our thought processes that stop our growth. It's the mindset that we cannot have. You can have anything that you want, dream, and desire when you sit down and make a line in the sand that you're going to have it. When you put a plan together and start executing a plan, when you get rid of self-doubt and you move encouraged and with courage into whom you are, anything is possible. My shirt, what it say to y'all guys? I'm possible. I live what this is. This shirt, this is not just my brand. It's my way of life. It's the way I think. My goal for 2026 is to sell 10,000 copies of my 3rd book. I have a whole campaign, guys. I'm acting like a politician out here in the streets, which means I'm going to be passing out flyers. I'm going to be speaking at events. I'm going to be talking to any and everybody who wants freedom, who knows that life challenges with information, with dedication. You can make a instant change in your financial outlook. I'm looking to meet those people and provide them with information that I did not have myself and a clear-cut map to success. Get locked in. Now we're going to jump into the ownership piece. So we're jumping into the ownership piece because remember, what are we talking about today, guys? We're talking about the breakthrough. So we're talking about how to prepare for your breakthrough. I put a hyphenate in there for a reason because I want to make sure that y'all understand that's one word. We're going to break through the past. We're going to break through 2025 and we're going to break into 2026 with the pieces of information that are going to help us grow. So we talked about being clear. Let's go through it. I want to make sure I don't want to leave us hanging or someone missing it. Clarity, season shifts, so much you're thinking. Growth requires reframement of reality. Alignment unlocks and accelerates you towards growth. That's us getting clear. Being empowered, which means your mind is your most valuable asset. Which means what you put into your mind, the things you do, the people you talk to are part of your everyday makeup. If you want to be a millionaire, if you want to have more, get in a group of individuals who are looking to grow. Get in a group of individuals that are growing. Get in a group of individuals that have grown. Move forward towards your success. Growth is intentional, not accidental. You intentionally grow into who you want to be. So whether you do something or not, you have made an intention. So whether you do something new or not, your intention is still the same. You intended not to grow. Or if you did something different, you intended to move forward. And hope is a discipline. To be disciplined in where you want to go, you have to be, do, and have the life that you're ready to have. Step into it, CEO. Now we're going to jump into the ownership piece because I want to make sure before we get out of here for 2025, for our last show of this year, I have had a wonderful time working with Shy Blizz over here at My Radio Chicago. I have had a wonderful time working with the different radio personalities that I have had the pleasure to meet, who are now close friends, who are in some ways, I have some business partners that are going to be in here. Over this next week coming up, I will be making roundtables with some of those great individuals. You will see me Thursday with Megastar right here, same time, 3 to 5. I will be sitting with him having a conversation. On Friday, you will see me with Miss Mina from the Afternoon Rendezvous having a great conversation where we have an announcement, but we can't talk about it till Friday. So I have been privileged to work with some great individuals. That was all about my intention in 2025. My intention was to step outside of my comfort zone. My intention was to stop being so introverted and to be extroverted when necessary. My intention was to make sure that I got both my books out there. That was intentions. Everything I intended to do for 2025, I have accomplished. I have had 2 successful cohorts of the CEO Mastermind. I have had the privilege to be trusted by 20 different business owners who made a collective of over $50,000, who have had clients ranging up to almost 100 clients as a collective. I have the privilege of bringing one of those CEOs as a brand coach for the CEO Mastermind. I am honored that I have a doctor who is going to be providing information in that mastermind to help people not be burned out. Guys, I have been utterly blessed in 2025. And the reason why I say that is there is no bragging. I say it because I intentionally moved forward towards Rachel L. Gary. I was never in the shadows, but I was not moving into my full potential. I wanted to help people. I wanted to provide information, provide guidance, and remind people of who they are. I am blessed by every single person that I worked with this year. I'm going to name a few before I get into ownership. And the reason being because this is what intention does for you CEOs. I'm going to try to go from top to bottom with the first list. Amber Penn. I'm trying to go in order. Looking at it. This is how I write it all down, guys, so I don't forget anyone. B.G. Howard. Ms. Mina the Brown Diva. Travion Johnson, which happens to be my son. He joined my mastermind by filling out his own application, and he set the application up. Sabrina, I appreciate her for trusting me with her business. As shy as she was, she stepped out of her comfort zone. Bobby Stretchin, I appreciate her for being graceful during a time that she was having. Bruce Logan, who was not only my graphic designer, who helped me create the covers of both of my books. It was my graphic designer who has now several clients and who's making 10 times more money than he started at the beginning of the year. Selah Brooks, who is the brand coach that I was speaking about, who came aboard and is going to be helping my CEO cohorts going forward. Dr. Carolyn Stevens, who is the doctor who will be helping the cohort, but is also a mentor to me. Stephen Edwards, who is a philanthropist who is helping individuals with epilepsy enlightenment. Guys, I want, as I said, I'm taking this opportunity because I'm thanking everything and everybody who helped 2025 allowed me to step into my intentions, assisted me along the way. Gregory Gray of Dope Living TV for allowing me to grace his platform for the very first interview that I did as I stepped into being a leadership coach. As I stuttered through many of those questions, he was encouraging and reminded me that who you are is going to come out. The rest of the Dope Living family, Gina Gatson, the CEO of Distinguished Authors Guild, for being a sponsor of my show, Wake Up CEO. Maurice Bishop Sr., better known as Mo from Dope Living TV. I appreciate his knowledge, his wisdom, him assisting with my song that you guys are going to be hearing soon for my run. I'm saying thank you. And I know I said thank you to Shy Blizz earlier, but I wanted to say it again. I thank Shy Blizz for allowing me to be on my radio Chicago when I had no idea what a radio station was and how to really use it. But on the end of the day, that is what happens when you step into your attention, CEOs. People see you stepping and they step with you. Be authentic. I am who I say I am. If you meet me in the street, I met two individuals that I had never seen before, but they grace Wake Up CEO every single week. Letitia Hart Marie, she will be joining a mastermind. I met her in person for the first time a couple of weeks ago at the anniversary appreciation ceremony for my radio Chicago. Bonnie Chambers, I met her at the same place. She graces my platform with giving me shout outs, sharing my content. I speak from this place, guys, because when you step into you, when you step into who you are, that doesn't matter what business you're in and what you're doing. When you step with intention, the whole world steps with you. So now we're going to jump into the ownership piece. I wanted to take that opportunity because that's what empowerment did. I am a very shy individual by nature. But for the last 10 months, I stepped out of that shell. So I'm telling you guys, the reason why I know anything is possible, because your possibilities lie in you. That $1 million friend that you are looking to meet, that we talked about in the beginning of the show, that $1 million friend who's waiting for you at that school, open your phone, turn on your selfie mode, and meet that $1 million friend. Because that $1 million friends, CEOs, is you. As you step into your next season, as you go from planting to watering to allowing your season to bloom, and you prune those things that no longer serve you, know that you are that person. Know that the $1 million person that you're looking for, that $1 million that you're looking for is not elusive. You can find it in your activities. You can find it in the knowledge that you take in. You can find it in the rooms that you step into. You can find it in the way you dress, the way you speak, the way you show up. You'll find it in you. Now let's get to this ownership piece so we can pull that out of you. So breakthroughs belong to the one who claims it. If you claim it, it's yours, CEOs. So we're going to end the show. We're talking about the owning your growth. No matter the climate, waiting for a perfect condition delays your destiny. Life is not going to be perfect, guys. It's not. You're going to lose some things. You're going to lose some people. You're going to lose some sleep. You're going to lose some money. But you're going to always be able to gain from how you take those situations. You have to pull from them what's for you. When I've lost money this year, I realized things that I had not done correctly. When I lose sleep, that means that I'm not doing complete self-care. When I lose my time, that means I'm not managing my time like a millionaire should. I go back to scratch and figure out how to manage my time accordingly. Waiting for a perfect condition delays your destiny. How do you get past it? Move anyway. Move through the imperfect conditions. Test yourself. Fall down and then get up. Fall again, then get up. Failure isn't in the falling. Failure is in the sitting. Failure is when you are complacent. Failure is when you're like, it's okay. I don't have to get up. Own your response to change, guys. You have to own how you respond. If you react to change, you must find a way to change the way you think of it. Reaction is when you're part of the problem. Responding is when you are the solution. I'm only talking to solution-based individuals on Wake Up CEO. When you're a solution-based individual, you step into being a solution-based individual. You can't control the world, but you can control how you react to it. You can't control what people are saying. You can't control what people are posting. You can't control what people are thinking about you. You can control how you react to it. I want you to be free to be who you are. The only way to be free of who and step into who you are is knowing that you're going to be able to handle what comes your way. This isn't about strength. This is about resilience. Those are two different things. It's about even when you get knocked down, having the resilience and the strategy of how to get back up and move forward successfully. Choose progress over panic every time. When something hits you, don't panic. I know it's easier said than done. Practice. Practice. Grab you a friend and say, throw the worst situations at me every day. Gauge how you react to them. How you learn to respond is by being tested by the fire. So as the fire is burning, learn how to respond. There's fires burning around me all the time. I respond to them. I don't react. Because reaction could cost you your life, your time, your peace. Peace is my number one goal always, guys. So choose progress over panic. So we're going to own the version of you for this season that's required. So if this is the season where you're planting, own that you're planting. Stop looking for a harvest if you are still planting. Setting your expectation. That's what you're doing there. If you are watering your seeds, own that you're in the space to water seeds, guys. Stop looking for the harvest. Continue watering, because that's what I did for the last 10 months. I watered seeds. I was planting seeds in the beginning of Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4. I was watering and seeing seeds blossom. Q1 2026, I will be reaping harvests. You cannot go from planting the seed to a harvest in the same season. You have to work through it. It's okay, CEOs. It's okay. But we're going to work through it. So breakthrough demands evolution. It demands you evolve. Evolve to be the best version of you. I'm not talking about being a Jones. I'm not talking about being a Smith. I'm talking about you being the best version of you, CEO. To be the best version of you is to stand in your truth. Remember, we talked about the truth, the strategy. Because when you stand in your truth, whether you're watering, be planting, watering, or blossoming, stand in that stage of your life. Own that season. Because as you own who you are and where you are, you can be clear on how you can grow. But if you won't own that you are still in the planting stages, when you're telling yourself that you can tell yourself that you're going to blossom, but you still have to plant, fertilize, and water. Don't get upset along the way because you haven't reaped that harvest yet. The harvest is coming. Keep walking. So you have to ask yourself, who are you becoming now? So for 2025, as we are closing that chapter, just like my book, the last final chapter of 2025 is today. As we close that chapter and reflect on the past, we are now preparing for our breakthrough for 2026. So if last season you weren't even planting the seed, if last season you weren't even ready, make the Q1 season of planting. Sit down every single day, not just one day. Do not write your goals down once, CEOs. Write your goal every single day. Every day. Your goal should be so implanted in your mind that your muscle memory will start writing without you thinking. Internalize your goals every single day. This is not a one and done. This is a rinse and repeat. My goals are your goal, because you should only have one goal. You can have micro things that you want, micro outcomes, but one major goal. My major goal in life is to always have peace, CEOs. Everything else I do aligns with peace. Being the best spouse to my wife. Being a person my children are proud of. Serving 100,000 people in my community to help them, guide them, and pull out the CEO in them. Those are my 3 goals. But my overall intention is always to have peace. How those 3 things align with my peace? 1, being the best spouse allows my wife not to argue with me. Hello. So being the person that my children are proud of allows me to be the example, not the rule. And helping 100,000 people allows me to align all of the hard damn work I did for the last 20 years. All of those long nights I spent working for, as everyone says, the man. All of those 14, 16-hour days for Fortune 300, 500 companies watching their businesses grow. I get to help people in my community today turn their gifts into profit. I'm clapping it up for myself in 2025, guys. And the reason being why is because those 3 things align with my peace. I'm in legacy building, CEOs. That's why that 3rd goal is important. Because when I leave this little thing called Earth, and my body disintegrates, and my energy spreads the universe, I want everybody who ever met me, talked to me or was around me, to leave with this thing in mind. Every time I spoke to her, every time I saw her, she dropped a gem that helped me grow into a person who is in control of my life. A person that is looking inside of me, doing the internal work, not the external work. Every time she spoke, she was clear in her action. She was empowered by those choices, and she owned those directions. I want you guys to know that every single time, that whenever you see me anywhere, that's what I'm doing. So it was important for me, for my legacy to be left that way. Even though I have many years to go, I wanted to make sure that my legacy stands for that. I stand on helping individuals find their success. I stand on bringing information every single time you see me, talk to me, whether that's in the middle of the street, in my car, or wherever, that helps pull out who you already want to be, then I have done what God put me on earth to do. My purpose is being had. How do I know it's my purpose? Because I feel the happiest when I'm doing it. So we are now going to hit my favorite part of the show. And then I'm going to let you guys get locked in with Lexi, who's up after me. And she's making her debut back here on my radio Chicago tonight. So let's jump into that leadership 3-point play that is powered by Say I'm Possible Academy. Play 1. Get clear. Train your thinking. Release outdated beliefs. Replace them with purpose-driven thoughts. Play 2. Act before you feel ready. Growth responds to movement. Take 1 aligned action daily. Play 3. Become the version needed for this season. Breakthroughs require identity alignment. Show up as the CEO your future deserves. Guys, this has been a phenomenal year. And I know that I have met some phenomenal people. I have met each of you CEOs who have been with me for the last 10 months right here on my radio Chicago. My final thoughts for 2025 are this. I want you guys to have an amazing New Year's Eve. Sit down with yourself and be the version of you who you want to take into 2026. Don't say that tomorrow is going to be the first day. Say that right now is your first moment. No matter the season, no matter the temperature, no matter the tension, you can grow anywhere at any time. And for the last time in 2025, I want you CEOs to be up, out, and moving to the greatness we all know lies within who? You. See you guys next year in 2026, where we are going to be jumping into how to elevate and be the CEO of our lives. We're going to play it out with the book of the year of 2026. We're all looking to get to the cash. So I have the perfect book series for you by award-winning author Rachel L. Gary. Volume 1, Forged in Fire, Readers Rose from Life's Ashes. In Volume 2, #Poverty 6 Figures, they broke those mental chains. Now comes Volume 3, Freedom Has GPS, reminding you that you are born to soar and build a legacy. Pre-orders are open for 50% off. Get the tools for the bag at www.sayimpossible.com.
My questionnaire. The questions were just very exact and to the point of what I needed. And when I met with her in my one-on-one session, I found it to be very profound.
Excited for this. This is something I really need and something I've been looking for a while.
It's an assessment. Like, it asks questions that make you think deep about what you want your life to go. It's an
The 10-week financial focus plan she gave me helped me to see it in a better way where it would make money.
It was basically a reality. Something that looked like a dream, but in reality, it was nothing but a shift of mindset. It's a state of mind.
Out and moving to the greatness we all know lies within who? You CEOs. See you next week right here on CEO State of Mind.